From sawdust to sunset, right here on this quiet stretch of river, you would have heard saws roaring, logs crashing, and freight trains hauling lumber all across the Northwest.
But today, it's rooftop decks, sunset views, and one of the most beautiful waterfront communities in Coeur d'Alene. Welcome to Atlas Waterfront.
Hey everyone, I'm Tammy. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting new communities in all of Coeur d'Alene, Atlas Waterfront. We're going to give you a full tour, sharing some incredible history and walking you through some of the several current homes on the market.
And I'm Heidi. If you've ever dreamed about living along the Spokane River, but right here in North Idaho, with restaurants, trails, waterfront parks, and modern homes just step away, this is the video you've been waiting for. So let's get started.
Atlas Waterfront is located along the beautiful Spokane River, just a few minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene, and it borders the Riverstone District. It's a master plan community built with a vision of combining waterfront living, outdoor recreation, and walkable convenience.
And this neighborhood is still growing. New homes, new trails, new amenities. It's a rare chance to get into a waterfront community that's just the beginning of reaching its full potential.
Absolutely. But to really understand Atlas Waterfront, we got to rewind about 100 years or so. This land was once home to the Atlas Mill Company, which opened in 1909, and for nearly a century it was one of the beating hearts of the industry here in Coeur d'Alene.
It produced everything from cedar boards to railroad ties, and at its peak, the mill employed more than 200 employees. This wasn't just a workplace, it was part of Coeur d'Alene's identity.
You bet. The river was used to float logs, railroad cars lined the property, and the whole shoreline just buzzed with activity. And believe it or not, the trail that you walk on today was actually the main railroad spur to ship lumber across the Northwest.
And this is one of my favorite fun facts. If you look closely in some of the older photos, you'll see the rail spurring directly across what is now the trail system. So when you walk your dog or take a jog along the river, you're literally walking the path of old tracks.
Isn't that crazy to think about? It's so wild. Freight trains once rattled through where families now stroll along the water. The mill eventually did shut down though in about 2005, and for years that land just sat empty, nearly 47 acres of unused river frontage.
But that changed in 2018 when the city of Coeur d'Alene stepped in with a bold idea, transformed this industrial land into world-class waterfront district.
Amazing. The city purchased the land for about $7.85 million, and they immediately began a multi-year environmental cleanup. They had to remove old pilings, the contaminated soil was treated, and there was natural shoreline that was restored throughout.
But this wasn't just a development, it was a massive reclamation project, and it's one of the reasons this area feels so intentionally designed today.
The team rebuilt the entire shoreline. They added swim areas, a soft beach edge, fish habitat, and safer grades for public access.
They definitely didn't cut corners. They created one of the healthiest and most accessible stretches of riverfront anywhere in Coeur d'Alene. Atlas Mill Park is 12.5 acres of riverfront beauty, from beaches, swim bays, kayak launches, a playground, picnic areas, and the region's only water accessible dog park. And this dog park is nearly a half acre. So Tammy, let's take a walk and show them the 4,000 feet of riverfront access, plus one of the other features that we love the most about this place. So when they were designing this project, they literally had everyone in mind. And we cannot wait to show you this next feature that this park has to offer.
Here is one of my favorite parts. So again, welcome to the Atlas Park Accessibility Swim Facility, and this is all ADA. So everyone has the opportunity to be able to enjoy this beautiful outdoors. So you come on down here, water's a little bit lower right now. You have an entire ramp, feeds up and down multiple places there. Ta-da! So everyone can enjoy. It is just such a great opportunity. Like I said, we are so proud of our community and how we continue to take care of everyone, regardless if they have disabilities, if they're veterans, or whatever it is. We want to make sure that we take care of our entire community. So great job, Coeur d'Alene. So here's what people love most about living in the Atlas Waterfront community is the lifestyle. You have literally everything right at your fingertips.
You have the Centennial Trail, which takes you right downtown to Coeur d'Alene. You can walk to Riverstone, where they have restaurants, a theater, and shops.
And if you don't want to walk, you can just jump right on your paddleboard, paddle from your house down to Riverstone, get yourself a latte, and paddle back up.
The river is literally right at your front steps. It's perfect down here.
And the sunsets are amazing.
It's one of those things that truly gives you that North Idaho experience. But come with us as we walk you through some homes. Tour off with the homes in the $400,000 range in the Atlas Waterfront community. So this home in particular will have Riverstone over there and the river down there. But let's take a look. So this condo is actually a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's a 1-car extended garage, which is really nice. To the first floor, and this home is just under 900 square feet. LVP flooring throughout, quartz countertops, the washer and dryer, the first half bathroom. This little room could just be like an office or sitting room, but wait, there's more. So the master bedroom will actually be upstairs. Its own bathroom. And definitely a generous sized closet. And amazing views. This home's adorable, but let's go check out the next one. Now, as we jump into the homes that are in the $750,000 range, these homes are actually in the Atlas Waterfront 3rd edition. So these will be 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths, just over 2,000 square feet. And as you can see, they're obviously still under construction, but some of them are already pending, so they're going fast. But let's just walk through as it's under construction. And they will actually have a shared wall, also known as like a townhome or a twin home. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome when they're complete. Let's go check out the next price range.
So this home is definitely where luxury meets location. Look at these absolutely stunning views all the way around us. I could sit out here all day long, but I guess you want to see the house. So let's take a look inside, shall we? Right this way. This is a gorgeous 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath home, just under 1,900 square foot. It has 2 separate living areas. And one of the things that I think is super cool, because I love the indoor-outdoor space. Ta-da! You can sit on your deck, look all day long. Just beautiful. Like I said, it actually has 2 separate living areas. You've got your full living area here, dining room. We've got luxury throughout, soft close, of course, beautiful appliance, high-end appliances throughout. And I love how they've incorporated the stonework with the wood. It just makes it feel so warm and inviting. Let's take a look. We've got a half bath over this way. Look how cute the tile is. And again, they've done a great job of incorporating the wood along with some of the other darker colors. This is a fantastic staircase, modernized with the wood floating. And because I love the indoor outdoors so much, I would also have some seats out here that I could hang out. Heidi, I think I could just spend the entire day out here. So in case we didn't mention, again, we're at the Atlas Waterfront properties. And so right across the street here, we've got a full park. We've got 4,000 feet of shoreline, river. It's just magnificent. This is our second living area. We've got a beautiful fireplace there. We've got both bedrooms upstairs. So we've got the bedroom and a full bath here. Again, the tile choices are just incredible. I'm a big fan of black and white, but I love the wood. It just softens everything up. And then this is so cool. I love this because I like to have stuff like this hidden away. So if you open this one, you have your washer and dryer, your sink area, you've got some cupboards, cabinets. Super cool. Love it. And then when you have guests over, you don't need to work on it. We just close it right back up and you have those clean lines. Let's take a look at the other bedroom. Again, another beautiful bedroom, full bath, gorgeous cabinets, gorgeous tile, the penny tile there. Bathtub, which I think this is a super cool feature. You don't see this, but they've actually included the sprayer on here, which I think is super awesome. So you can rinse off after, or you know, if you're washing your dog or cat, you can stick them right in here and you've got that sprayer. And then right here, we've got a beautiful walk-in closet. And I love that they have the pegboard, so you can actually adjust shelves to whatever works out best for you. So that's really great. I love this place. It's so gorgeous. The gorgeous tile. They just did such a great job with it. We're going to head back out to this living area. And you can just feel how well built this home is. So let's take a little seat here. I would love to just hang out here all day long. Look at the view. It's just absolutely stunning is the best word to describe it. So this home again is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, almost 1,900 square foot. And this is just over $1 million. Erin, thank you so much for joining us today. So Heidi and I have been talking a lot about the massive undertaking of the Atlas Waterfront project as a whole. We've kind of talked a little bit about the Atlas lumber mill and the history of that. And but you actually had a fun fact as far as the purchase of it and who sold it. So
yeah, so very interestingly enough, the owner of this property before it was purchased through Ignite was actually the lottery winner up in Rathdrum.
That's so cool.
So she ended up forming an LLC called Bad Axe Capital and purchased it from Stimson, who was originally Idaho Forest Industries. And the city saw how the land had turned a little flagrant, wasn't used for the purposes that they were hoping for, and wanted to have a development opportunity where they could utilize the funds that they had made from this and turn it into more projects and donate to the local city. And so it's pretty cool that they were able to do that.
So, I mean, I know it took years just for the environmental cleanup part of it. So they had to go in and get rid of all the logs, and they had to fix the soil. I mean, there was a whole lot that happened before you guys could even start building.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of dirt work here was quite insane. The problem with a lot of it was non-structural. So it was all sawmill, it was pulp, it was pieces of wood, it was stuff that they couldn't use from the actual sawmill. And that's why you have the Mount Hink over there, where they had to completely bring it all the way down to bedrock and then bring it back up.
Wow.
So it's quite an undertaking of what they have done, and the amount of structural tests and engineering that goes into every house on this neighborhood is more than any other build we've ever done.
That's insane. So I know that there are lots of rules too as far as the architectural review committee and things that you do. So one of the things that's super cool about this property or this entire project is that they continue to lean into its original origin. So with the lumber, so you've got all the streets. We've kind of gone through Lumber Lane, Kiln, Atlas, Veneer, Topsaw, Heartwood. So we know that they've incorporated all of those. But I'm also understanding that you've got to make sure that you've got certain amounts of like wood accents and things like that too.
Yeah, so we worked really closely with Hillary Patterson and Welch Comer and Ignite to come up with architectural designs that meet their requirements, because they want to preserve the neighborhood and not just have any developer come in and put a pink house that Santa Monica style where it's completely sitting out of the way. And so part of that architectural review committee was bringing some of the heritage to the site. So on every single one of our houses, we put in tongue and groove soffits throughout the entire build. We have metal, exposed metal, quite a lot, just to bring in that industrial look. But every builder in here is required to have some wood accents. They want to make it very modest, but still the heritage of that property.
Gives its original roots of what it was. So that is so cool. I love that. I mean, everything about this project is just done to the nth degree too. I mean, the builds, the homes that we walk through and that are available here are just incredible. You guys have done top-notch work all the way through. So kudos to you, 100%. So I know we talked even about, I don't know if you can see the retaining wall or not behind us there, but I know you talked a little bit about even the retaining wall and how that kind of came about.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of engineering, as we've already previously discussed, in this neighborhood. Part of the difficulties is the elevation changes. We have to go all the way from Celtice down to the river, which you're talking 80 feet, 60 feet. So in order to create a neighborhood where the homes actually have buildable sites, we have to terrace everything. So there's a 13-foot retaining wall behind the house we're currently sitting in. And that was completely engineered, built, and is actually maintained by the HOA in case anything does happen in the future. And so the lots that we're sitting at right now had about a 9-foot elevation change front to back. And so in order to encompass that, we built all of our homes 3 stories. So they're all garages with a walkout patio. Then they're going to be main floor living with private backyards, and then 2 suites upstairs.
Nice. Yeah, the design of these are just absolutely, they're gorgeous, gorgeous. Talk a little bit about, I know we talked a little bit about like the OSB even behind the framing and whatnot. So you've got all these extra things put into these properties also.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's on the houses here that you can't see behind all of the walls to meet our sheer requirements so the home doesn't fall over, being that it's so tall and so narrow. We have essentially every internal wall in here has 1/2-inch OSB, and then you've got drywall on top of it. Insulation between all the floors. We did the retaining walls and terraced out with a vertiblock, the concrete blocks, and stacked up every yard so that way the yards are perfectly flat, and then they're terraced all the way up the streets. The amount of concrete in these houses is
insane,
unimaginable. Yes.
That's incredible. Yeah. Again, these are some of the things that people don't know, but you just kind of walk through the home and you're like, wow, these are beautiful homes, but to be able to hear exactly what goes into it. And I know we talked a little bit about height requirements. So some of the houses have a higher, 35, 36?
45 feet on the other side of the walkway. This side of the walkway, we're looking at about 35 feet. And then speaking of the walkway, one of the key points that Ignite wanted to maintain when they developed this community was they didn't want any waterfront homes. They didn't want it to turn into Belle Reve where it's just exclusively for very wealthy individuals and they have their own boats there. They wanted the public access to be the main point. So there's a big, huge walkway that goes all the way from Celtice down to the river. So all of the upper houses and anybody riding on the trail can walk down and have immediate access straight down.
So great. Well, we are so honored to have you here today. We really appreciate you taking the time and kind of walking us through. And we cannot say enough about your builds and just the customers, or everything about you guys have just been incredible. So we appreciate your time very much. So.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I am very excited to take you on a tour of this home. It is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the larger homes here on the Atlas Riverfront project. Let's take a look. Come on in. Even the door feels luxurious. This is absolutely gorgeous home. So this is going to be a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. You pretty much have 3 primary suites with this home. So let's take a look. 3 levels. Got a gorgeous kitchen. Again, high-end appliances here. Stainless steel throughout. Very cool. A sitting room, living area here. This particular home, one of the things that's Especially nice about this particular home, a lot of these over here in the Atlas Waterfront project, they do not really have much of a backyard. The lots are positioned so they're smaller and you don't really have that. Most of them are much more interested in like the waterfront. This actually has a really nice backyard back here, so super cool. Gorgeous full-length fireplace there. Got a smaller room here, could be an office or a bedroom. Closet there. Got your bathroom, washer and dryer, laundry hookups here. Again, all really cool cupboards too. I like how they have these handles on here. Everything just feels so sturdy and so beautiful. Let's take a look upstairs. Like how they've incorporated the light wood, the blonde wood with the dark colors. Love how the French doors open up into this primary suite. Gorgeous suite, full bathroom. Lovely walk-in closet. Look how gorgeous the tile is. Bathroom, bathtub, just beautiful. It just feels luxurious, doesn't it? Let's take a look over this way. Again, another full-on primary suite. Got the full bathroom, gorgeous bedroom, full closet. It's very cool how it's set up. Love the chandelier. Again, you've got all the thick baseboard throughout. They've really done just the high-end custom on all of these homes. This beautiful butler's pantry. Who would not want this? Look at all this extra cupboards. Amazing. I love a good butler's pantry. All right. Again, we've got the same color themes throughout. We've got that blonde wood. Flip on a couple of lights here. This is a really cool, like, little reading nook. It's a little underground there. Actually, you've got a lot of storage, though, under this space. Through over this way. Got a utility closet here. Another beautiful bedroom. Get some lights on in here. Gorgeous shower. Got another full-on closet. So you literally have 3 primary suites to this home. In addition, you have 3 different decks or outdoor spaces. Again. And this really makes these particular homes very unique. Like I said, they're pretty small. They're smaller lots throughout. It's really all about this outdoor living, being able to walk to all the different shops. This is a C17 zone properties. So we're going to have commercial mixed use along with it. So it's really just kind of being able to have that lifestyle of just walk and play. So to be able to have some outdoor space where you've got a patio and some lawn is really incredible on these properties. Well, that pretty much concludes the tour of this particular home. These homes are running at about a little close to $1.5 million or so, depending on what upgrades that you're looking at. Absolutely stunning, over 3,000 square foot. Again, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. Who would not want to live here? Gorgeous. Thank you so much for coming with us on our tour of the Atlas Waterfront project and all of this beauty. If you've liked this video and you want to know more about North Idaho, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and like that button.
If you're interested in buying, selling, or investing anywhere in North Idaho, we'd love to help. We're Tammy and Heidi, your North Idaho Realtors.